What's up, Gemini, and welcome to your weekly reading for May 1st through May 7th. So right away, guys, I did display a new painting. This one I did do myself. It is for sale. It's on my Etsy. You could find that in the link below. But I displayed this guy because we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio coming up this Friday, May 5th. It's going to be pretty intense, but it's also got this very magical vibe behind it. So I was like, this is the vibe for sure. So that's why I displayed this guy. But speaking of that eclipse, I'm just going to kind of go over that real quick. Like I said, it's on the 5th. It's in Scorpio. Another eclipse, you guys. We just had that Aries solar eclipse, like not even like 2 weeks ago. You know, so back-to-back eclipses, which is normal, but, or I don't know, is that normal? I don't know. My gosh, just saying shit. But anyways, we also have Venus moving into Cancer on Sunday, so that's another small little astrological event. That one's just, you know, about a heightened time of empathy and compassion, so you may feel connections getting deeper, but the main focus this reading is going to be about that full moon lunar eclipse. So it's a great time, you guys, to do any shadow work. This is the best time. Like lunar eclipse, full moons, yeah, full moons in general, lunar eclipse in general, yeah, but Scorpio, yes. Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse, definitely do some shadow work. What are your deepest fears, triggers, beliefs, or conditioned patterns, guys? Scorpio makes you face like the depth of your shadows and reveals the truth of your soul, right? It may be like really scary and intense and full of raw emotions, definitely full of raw emotions, because the lunar eclipses, they're definitely more emotional than solar eclipses, and then full moons are more emotional than new moons, right? That's just in general. Not always, but this one especially being in Scorpio, you know, it's very feminine energy. I was also, while I was shuffling before all of the readings, my neighbor was bumping Disturbia by Rihanna, and I was like, that is exactly this lunar eclipse in Scorpio to a T. Like, there's a line in there where I think she says the darkness is the light, and that's exactly the vibe. Like, I was feeling really empowered too. Like it was making me want to get up and dance. So a lot of you guys like maybe really embracing your femininity. You may be really like letting loose. I was seeing like tribal dancing in my, like spirit was showing me that in my mind, like a lot of tribal dancing. You guys know that like twerking too, it's like very tribal. Like it's not just like something that became, what's the word I'm looking for? It became like trendy, you know, like because it's an actual like feminine thing here, you know, it's an actual ritualistic thing here. It does, you know, move energy around in your sacral chakra, which is connected to your femininity. So for a lot of you guys, doing some like dancing, some sacral chakra type dancing is going to release a lot or help you connect more to your feminine energy. But you know, no matter how scary or intense or full of emotions this eclipse is going to be, it's here to remind you of your power, and that's the main thing that I was picking up. Like I was feeling very empowered, you guys. So yeah, hopefully it does that for a lot of you guys. Hopefully it's not too full of scary shadow work, because like I said, I was seeing that song was perfect. Like it's like you guys are like, let's go bitch, like let's go, show me my shadow. It's the same kind of as, you know, the last eclipse. I was like, let's go, you know, like I'm not scared, I'm courageous. This is Aries energy. Like you guys are both ruled by Mars, so it's still that same kind of energy, but it's, instead of being more so on that masculine side, now it's in the feminine, right? So a lot of things coming into balance here. I was being really drawn to this yin yang that I have over here. You can't see it, but it's on another painting over here on my Boy Meets World painting. But the yin yang, I was really drawn to that as I was shuffling for your guys' reading. So a lot of integration of the feminine and masculine going on. But I'm going to start this off with a Shaman Dream Oracle card. So what do we have for Gemini? For Gemini, please and thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh. Okay, way too many. I'm not going to take all those. One more time. What do we have for Gemini? Thank you. All right, so you guys got skywriting. Skywriting with the Fates. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've ever gotten this one, so let's just jump right into it. Look at that. We got another moon. It's so funny. All of the cards so far have been showing moons. And I don't think all of the, let me look at them real quick. I don't think they all have moons on them. No, they don't. They don't. Why would they? Yeah, and a lot of the signs so far have had moons on the card. So this is going to be a really impactful, transformative time for a lot of signs. But let's just jump right into this and read it, and then we will pull some tarot. So, skywriting, the fates, that which we cannot change, and non-judgment. Okay. It says, it is written in the sky that you have a destiny. You are being invited to explore certain aspects of life unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy, paved with gold and littered with diamonds, nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It is just your path with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you are faced with, every single aspect of your life, is perfect in its imperfection, not good or bad, neither in flow nor blocked, this nor that. You guys, that's so funny, real quick, because that's like that energy that I was getting, like I'm seeing this like one or the other, this black and white with that yin yang. That's what I was talking about, this like black or white, and maybe you're seeing that things aren't so black and white. Maybe that's why I was being drawn to that yin yang. Yes, there's an integration, but you're seeing it's not so one side or the other. I like that. So continuing on, it says, see your life as a series of opportunities rather than an obstacle course. Okay, wow. Once you master the skill of non-judgment, you open to the power of curiosity, unencumbered by the burdens of yesterday's fear as you look ahead into the potential of the future. Yes, you still need to be brave. Right now you are facing a critical moment in time with an opportunity to meet your fate. A choice point where you expand your influence and your capacity for abundance, love, and purposeful action. Now is the moment to leap into it, whether it be a heart connection, a call to creativity, or a new identity in your work or another area of life, with all your heart and soul. Your success is surely written in the stars. In order to bring your destiny to fruition, you must jump into the adventure with both feet and do your part. Wow, you guys, okay. So I'm getting a lot of like, the energy of like, yeah, not judging yourself anymore, not judging yourself if you're doing something wrong or right, good or bad, if you're on your path or not. It just is, right? It just is. And that's like that energy of the yin yang, like I was saying, you guys, like the black and the white integrating together, it creates this circular, this balance of that. It just is. It's not more one or the other, right? It's not, you have to have the one to have the other. There is still a piece, the dot in the yin yang, the two little dots, there is still a piece of the other in the other. Does that make sense? It's not so black and white. Interesting. I just saw the Six of Pentacles. That just fell out, but I'm not going to take it. It just kind of made me think more of that equal balance, that equal give and take to both sides. But let me just shuffle this real quick and we'll kind of get into what this is about. Whether this is about judging your own path, maybe something that you're about to embark on. For me, what I'm feeling, you guys, since this is based around the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, I feel like this is you guys facing your shadow work without any judgment. You're no longer looking at, because the shadow, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be scary. It's going to be ugly. And you're no longer like, ooh, that's too ugly. I can't even look at it. I'm in denial of that. I don't even want to face it. You're not there anymore. You're like, let's go. Let's look at it. I'm not scared. I'm not going to judge it. It is what it is. It has to be there, right? In order for me to grow, I have to learn from these things. So that's great, you guys. I love it. But let's get some tarot. What do we have here for Gemini, Spirit? What could you tell us for Gemini? Please and thank you for Gemini. For Gemini, please and thank you. Okay, so the first card out, we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So that's all about, shattered dreams, unhappiness, devastation, misery, lack of fulfillment. So maybe that's what triggered you guys into really doing this shadow work, or not triggered you, but maybe that's what's been going on. And now that this lunar eclipse is here, or these couple eclipses are here, you're like, okay, now's the time to do the work. The door's open, the veil's thin, let's do this work, because I've been nothing but unhappy up until this moment. There's been a lack of fulfillment. Something's got to change, right? And then look at that. When I split the deck right now, we have the Ten of Wands. Sorry, it's blurry, but the Ten of Wands with the Four of Swords. So the Ten of Wands is all about being like overloaded, overstressed, right? Like I don't know if I could go out anymore. I'm almost burnt out. The struggle is real, right? But then we have the Four of Swords, and that's resting, especially after a time of feeling overwhelmed and mentally overloaded, right? You're like, okay, I can't do this. I have to take a break, right? What else do we have for Gemini? What else do we have for Gemini? I'm hearing something's got to give. You know, like, it's like, yeah, I got it. Something's got to change here. What do we have for Gemini? Thank you. Okay, I will take all of them. So we have the Queen of Swords. You know, this is Aquarius energy, but that's you guys too. You guys are an air sign. This is about being honest, truthful, independent, communicative, constructive with your criticism, right? She's discerning, she's objective, she's a realist, but that to me is just signaling your guys' or signifying your guys' energy here. We have the next two cards out. We have the Eight of Swords with the Three of Cups in the reverse. So you're feeling trapped, or you had been feeling trapped. Obviously, you guys, if you've been feeling miserable and, you know, lack of direction and, you know, maybe to the point where you're just like devastated with life. But this is realizing that you kind of put yourself here, because the Eight of Swords, she could get out of here. You know, maybe if you didn't put yourself here, you're responsible for getting yourself out. Let me put it that way. You're feeling victimized. You're feeling trapped into a corner, restricted, powerless, hopeless, helpless, right? But she can get out of here. She can get out of here. And I think that's something that you guys are realizing with this lunar eclipse right now. You're like, okay, maybe some of you guys did put yourself here and you're like taking responsibility for that. You're no longer hiding from the shadow parts of yourself of like, oh shit, maybe I did this to myself. Maybe I'm responsible for this, that, and the other, right? Especially when it comes to have to do with isolating from your social life. A lot of you guys have isolated and then you kind of bitched about it, right? Like maybe like you've seen your friends going out and having a good time and you're like, they never invite me, but you don't hit them up either, right? It's like something like that, because this is like a lack of a social life here. It could be overindulgence or gossiping, right? So maybe you are becoming like, maybe the isolating has caused you to overindulge in something. Maybe you're overindulging in the fact that you are not out hanging out with your friends. Like maybe it eats away at you and you kind of sit there and you overthink. Yeah, and look at that. Right when I said that, we have the Ace of Swords coming out. So it's now you're becoming mentally clear about what is going on in your mental space. I have a lot of swords energy here. We do have cups energy here. So 3 swords, if you count this one, we got 3 swords, 3 mental, and 2 cups on the end, so 2 emotional. So you guys are kind of seeing the link between your mental body and your emotional body right now, especially, which makes sense. And because we have a bunch of females here, you guys, we have all these 3 females right here, another female. We do have a masculine in the reverse, but like I said, this Scorpio represents feminine energy. This full moon lunar eclipse, it represents feminine energy right now. So this emotional disconnect, or this whatever you're going through right now, that may has been that, oh my gosh, you guys, Mercury retrograde, I'm sorry, I'm fumbling over my words. Whatever you've been dealing with that has been heavy on your mind, that you've kind of victimized yourself and kind of been like, oh, well, they don't want to hang, they this and that, you know, and kind of got into that energy about, you're realizing now that you're realizing the toxicity of it, and you're realizing, wait a minute, this isn't working, right? And just as I said that too, we have the Devil in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So you're realizing it, you're coming out of it. That's great, you guys. That's fucking awesome. Like, I love that. I love that for you guys. Let me tell you, I have gotten caught up in this. I really have. I'm a double air sign. I'm an Aquarius Libra moon, and Cancer rising. So let me freaking tell you, I definitely get caught up in the emotions too, affecting my logic affecting my emotions, and then getting stuck in that, like, you know, and then you get pessimistic and then you become a victim. Yeah, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. I get it. But I do see that you guys are being honest with yourself now, and you guys are going to face the music, you know, you guys are going to face this. I'm getting a lot of like with grace type of energy with this. And it's like I said, I was seeing tribal dancing and like getting really dirty with the having to do, like, you're not scared to do the dirty work when it comes to the shadow side, but there's a grace about it, which doesn't seem like it would go together. Like, it's like a queen that's doing dirty work. Does that make sense? And not being scared to get her hands dirty. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. So I don't know if that made sense to some of you guys, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from my Earth Power Oracle. This is the first time I've used this card, so bear with me, or use this deck, so bear with me. Some of it's still kind of new to me, but we are in Taurus season, so I do want to use some of my earthy vibed cards. So what do we have for Gemini? What do we have for Gemini? For Gemini, please and thank you, Spirit, for Gemini. Gemini. Yeah, you guys, I feel like you need to get yourself a little grounded as you can get. Okay. So we have, oh my gosh, I'm going to butcher this. The Ganges, oh my gosh, don't come at me. I don't know how to say that. The Ganges, the gangs. Anyways, it says, I forgive and do not fear. I accept where I am at this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. Yes, and look at that. Another moon. Oh my gosh, you guys, another moon. And I love that she's like holding like a lotus flower. This is very feminine energy. Yeah, it's like you're forgiving yourself. You're not fearing your shadow side anymore. You're accepting where you are at this moment so you can grow from here. And the lotus, you know, it grows from the mud. It's like, so this dark time that you're going through, whatever it is, you guys are like I said, you're moving through it. Oops. You guys are moving through it with grace. And with, you're embracing this feminine energy that needs to be embraced during this time. Let me just squeeze back here and get this. I don't know why I didn't think this through. Okay, there we go. So yeah, another moon. I love that. Anyways, we're going to end it too with another moon card. So just a quick little moon oracle card. What do we have for Gemini? For Gemini. Please and thank you, Spirit. Wow, the cards do not want to come out for you guys. Yeah, maybe you guys were feeling really like stubborn in your ways up until now. I see that with, you know, this guy, how he's like crossing his arms and he's like really stubborn in his ways, and then she's like all crossed up too. Okay, let's just get one card, Spirit. One card for Gemini. Do I have to cut the deck? Maybe I gotta cut the deck. Let's cut it. For Gemini. All right, you guys got waxing moon. Okay, so now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. Yes, so I feel like that's going to be a theme for a lot of the signs right now. You guys are really focused on yourself, but not in a selfish way. You're focused on, you know, your deep shadow parts that need to be focused on. So it's a good thing. So I love it. Those are your messages, Gemini. I hope they resonated. I'm sending you guys lots of love as always. Take care.